I'm ready, babe. Well, welcome back to the LA Connections virtual improv comedy show live from Burbank, California. This is the third show for this group, and it's a wonderful team here today. Every show we do is completely improvised. My name's Ken Scove. I'll be announcer today, and we have all sorts of different improv suggestions that have been coming in from our audience. They text me, they email me. I have friends that tell me what to say or offer to play the games. The cast knows the games are going to be playing. They know what parts are going to be playing in the games, but they do not know the suggestions, and that's where all the improv comes in. This is on the fly, so if there's any mistakes, we're going to play right through them. If there's an audio or video mistake, somebody falls out, that's the way it goes. This is live television. It all appears on our YouTube channel, LAC Comedy. Let's introduce our cast today. We have the lovely Lexi. We have Dave. We have Colton.
Hello.
We have Lori.
Hi.
We have Beth. We have Lavelle as our guest. We have Stephen.
Howdy.
And our host today, Mr. Steve Pinto. Take it away, Steve.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. And welcome, America, and everywhere around the world on this digital screen in our digital world today. We have a few games here to play, and everybody's getting ready. Our first one right now is called Round Table. I'm sure you've all seen places in most shows where people get together, sort of like Reality House or things of that nature. But what we're going to give each one of our players is something that we're going to be talking about. It could be a controversy, a yes or a no, a pro or a con, and they're all going to have an opinion about it and talking about it from their own point of view. So right now, Kent, what's our suggestion from the world?
Yes, Steve, I've got the suggestion right here. The topic is marriage. So all the players can go to black and they can get into a character right now. They could be a marriage counselor. They could be a marriage therapist. They could be a player. They could be a hooker, whoever they want to be. And they're all going to have their own point of view. Should they get married? Should they not get married? Do they need the legal piece of paper? What is it all about? Okay, Steve. So while they're getting a character, Steve.
And I would be playing their moderator at that point. So Kent, give us an announcement. What's going on with this LA Connection?
Well, you know, our channel is LAC Comedy, and we have 4 online shows that are going on there. We have our teen group. We have an international group from people from Brussels and around the world. And then we also have another adult group and this adult group. So they could go to our channel, LAC Comedy, and see all sorts of fun shows. There's other stuff that's up there as well. And we're going to continue to add to that channel. Our Instagram, Steve, is LA Connection Theater or LA Connection Comedy Theater. Our website's laconnectioncomedy.com. And our Twitter feed is LAC Comedy. And of course, we got LAC Comedy on Facebook as well. So people can get used to all sorts of fun stuff. They can also watch our sister YouTube channel, Mad Movies Online, which you were part of, Steve. Mad Movies going back to the great series 1985. Yeah, that's how long we've been around, Steve. Steve was one of the voiceover artists on that show, one of the stars of that show, one of the writers of that show as well. And there's a book about Mad Movies out as well. Yeah, there's a book about that. So you can go to Mad Movies Online on YouTube and see all sorts of funny dub clips, including the old TV series. Well, Steve, all the characters should be able to come back up for you, and then we can start our round table. Again, the topic is marriage. Should they get married? Should they not? Should they, as a piece of paper, valid? Should they? Whatever they get, there they all coming up, Steve. So if you want to start the round table and discuss who's ever available now.
Welcome to Round Table. Tonight, we'll be discussing marriage. Is it an institution or is it an institution? If you know what I mean. It has been from the days of the 60s of free love and everything else in between. We'll be talking about that. So let's take introduce our panelists for today. Let's start with Hedwig, who's a widow. Hedwig, tell us a little bit about yourself briefly.
Oh, yes. I've been married 3 times, and each time my husband has passed away.
Ooh.
It means a lot to me to be married, because otherwise I'd be alone, but at the end of the day, I'm alone anyway.
I see. All right. Well, maybe you'll find another. Are you currently not married, I take it?
No, my last husband just passed away 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. What a way to start. All right, let's go to Chad, who is a pastor. Chad, the pastor, Pastor Chad, I guess I can call you. What I would imagine you are in favor of marriage, or do I have that wrong?
I am. I see marriage as a beautiful thing, as a union between people. Nowadays, people are just going willy-nilly and sticking their things in other people's, yeah, without getting married. It's a little unnerving, but I'm always here to actually go the right path and help people find that true love.
I see. All right, well, thank you. A polyamorous Pete.
Yes, that's me.
Polyamorous Pete. Tell us a little bit about yourself here and why. What's your opinion about marriage?
Oh, well, I think marriage is a fun time. But really, I think, why put an arbitrary limit on it? Just one. I mean, if like 3 or 4, if the five, 6 people, are okay with it, then, why not just legally let them all get married? It doesn't really make sense to put a hard limit on one. It just seems a little unnecessary.
I see. All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank
And who we have over here? Oh, that's Gigi, a maid. Gigi Maid. Gigi, what's your opinion on marriage? What do you have to say about it?
As a maid at Motel 6, I want to tell you I've seen everything. I've seen drug addicts, hookers, great marriages. Everyone deserves a home. The light is always on except for this one. We lost the little light. But now I can bargain. I can make lots of money on paper towels now. And
Ah, I see. All right, very good, very good, very nice. We have Ms. Taylor Liz, married 12 times. Is that correct? Or is that a misprint?
Yeah, well, that is correct. And actually, that's 12 if you don't count the 2 times that the marriages were annulled. That would make it 14 if we put in there. I am so for marriage. It is the best thing in the whole world. The more times, the more fun you have. That's all I got to say. Get married. If it doesn't work out, marry someone else.
All right, sounds practical. Let's see, who else do we have here? Oh, we have an All-American player.
Hey,
Probably no name on that
Hey.
one, but just an All-American player with his mask. Okay, ordinarily we'd think you're something up, but that's acceptable nowadays.
yeah. Well, what can I say? We'll settle for one woman. And by the way, you can also call me Roy, because that's what people know me best as. But my rep precedes me as an all-American player, because I'm all-American and I love women. Why settle for one when you can have them all? Come on, you don't need kids. You don't need marriage to have kids. You can have anybody, and it's a free country. You got
I
rights,
see.
and I'm exercising
Oh.
my rights.
All right, what did you say? We can call you what, Roth?
You can call me Roy.
Roy. Okay, thank you, Roy.
Roy.
Let's move on here to Lavelle, it looks like. Lavelle?
Yes. Frankly, I think that marriage is wonderful if you find the right partner. But
Uh-huh.
you have to absolutely wait until you get someone perfect. And if they're not perfect, you're better off being single. You might be single for a long time before you find that perfect person, because it's a little hard finding somebody perfect. But I think you should wait for it. Otherwise, you should waste your time.
Well, don't you think you could be waiting a long time if you have too high standards? How do people feel about that?
I agree.
Gigi.
I don't think you should get married. It's too much heartbreak to watch your spouse die. No one should live through that. Marriage is not all it's cracked up to be when they leave you so suddenly.
But
Yes,
I think just get married and move on. Get divorced before somebody breaks. No heartbreak. No problem. You just move on. You marry somebody else. You don't have the heartbreak. In fact, sometimes you don't even remember what their first name is.
I see. Well,
Yeah.
polyamorous Peach, it sounds like you might agree with something like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, marriage, get married is, as much as you want, I suppose. It's not really my business or who you get married to. But I mean, we're really just shooting for maximum happiness, I guess. And if that maximum happiness is multiple people of various whatevers, then that's fine. But it's not cheating. It's not cheating. Polyamorousness is not cheating. Don't confuse that. Do not.
I see. Pastor Chad, it sounds like you might be the only one on your side here.
Steve, I don't know what happened to our nation. Like, we used to be good values and encourage people to have loving relationships. But Miss Taylor down there, she sounds like she's just going around sleeping whoever she sees and marrying them. Is that even marriage? She's literally mind my French, cheating on marriage.
Hold that thought, Roy. We'll come back to you. Miss Taylor has to we'll have her respond to this. Go ahead, Miss Taylor. Miss Taylor, yes.
I just want the pastor to know I have wonderful values. I have the best values. I just change them every 2 years. That's all.
Roy, you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. So, yeah, and that's right. I do have rights to speak. So, what I was going to say is, come on. If you've had your heart broken way too many times, just follow my motto. Love life, get paid, and get laid. Come on. That is the basic philosophy that I live by, and you should live it too. Because wives, kids, they will bankrupt you like my ex did to me.
I see. Now, Lavelle, you said you wanted to wait for the perfect person. Have you met your perfect person at all?
Yes, unfortunately, just before the marriage, he died. And so I've not been able to find anyone else that could match up with him, because I was ready to do it finally because he was the perfect guy with the right amount of money. He supported me, but he died on the way to the church.
Oh my. That sounds like a Hedwig problem there, but only before the marriage. Hedwig, do you know why your husband's died each 3 times?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of them were old. Yeah. I mean, and when I look back at it, I mean, I did kind of marry them for their money, but I did really love them after a while.
I'd like to ask everybody here, how important, money has come up now, how important is that? If you find your soulmate is not really that rich, what do you do? Yes, Miss Taylor.
Yep. Money is wonderful. That's all I got to say. I mean, I suppose you can live without it. I've never tried. So, don't know. I'd say money, yeah.
Okay. Anyone else have yes, go ahead, polyamorous Pete.
Well, see, that's one of the joys of polyamory. Polyamority. I don't know the actual proper phrase. I apologize. Is that when you're living together with so many people, be it like anything more than 2, really, it really just makes costs cheaper for everybody. So really, everybody has more money, even if we're all poor. It's like living in a small commune of some kind. It just help each other out. It doesn't matter if you're poor. Just support each other.
All right.
That's what marriage is.
Supporting. We'll go to Roy first. He had his hand up. Roy? All right, we'll go to Pastor Chad. Pastor Chad, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so money, come on, money is essential. And when you got plenty of these, then you can woo, you can buy anybody, and you can get anything you want, because money does buy happiness, especially when you get what you want.
All right. Thank you, Pastor Chad. You're next.
We'll get 2 questions to ask. One for Pete, one for Roy. Pete, my question is, what you're in, is it really a marriage? To me, it just sounds like an orgy that you're calling a marriage and you're disgracing on it. And then you, Roy, down there, you say money can buy you everything, buy you happiness, but can it buy your way to heaven? No. So yeah, you might be happy right now living in a sinful world, but then you're going to die, and trust me, you're not going to like where you'll end up.
Steve,
right.
I've got a note from our producer. We're running short of time. You might know down there's a guest who no one knew who she was. She actually is a foreigner who's trying to marry someone to get a green card. And that's why she Zoom bombed our meeting here today, hoping that she could find one of these men. But it doesn't sound like any of the men here are into marriage. And of course, she can't marry the pastor. So, Steve,
Well,
go ahead and wrap this up. We're running short of
yeah,
time.
I was just about to. It seems like marriage will always be a pain or a blessing. We'll see you next time when who knows what our topic will be. Thank you all, everybody. Bye-bye.
The next game we have here, Steve, is called Handwriting Analysis. So make sure everybody mutes and goes off unless they're one of the players playing in the game.
All right. Yes, handwriting analysis. That's one of those things where where people write down their names and experts try to figure out your personality from how you write your letters. And not your letters, but your actual alphabet letters. Your A's, your B's, your T's, all of that kind of stuff. And it tells you something about you. So, who are our experts today? We have Mr. Colton. Where is he?
Hello,
And,
yes.
oh, yes, there you are. Very vernacular. Very
It's a
vernacular.
vernacular. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, vernacular. I'm sorry, don't have my glasses on. Vernacular and Dr. L. Well, you both have your expertises as it is, and our guest today, you'll be analyzing their handwriting, is, if she can hold it up. Yes, just hold it up. Oh, it is
Liliana.
To me,
Liliana. Thank you.
yes.
She's on myself. All right, Liliana. Oh, there it is. All right, Liliana. Dr. L. We'll start with you.
Yes. Well, I noticed the first A looks a lot like an O, like some sort of misshapen O, and it makes me wonder, does she feel perhaps not open? Perhaps she feels constrained, hence why this A has to look so small and squishy. What do you think, my partner vernacular?
I would agree with that. I do think that the A kind of exudes a sort of flippant misdirection upon the wind, where one might wander because the order of their own life is but too constraining for them. Yes.
Yes, I agree with that.
There you go. That's better.
I know.
I would also comment that the A, how it flows into the end, but it is not an entire connection. It is but foggy, a bit of a ghost on the wind, almost as if the connection exists to the future, but it is very tenuous. It is very much so wispy. It does not exist in its entirety, but the direction is there. Yes.
Dr. L, what does that tell you about the personality of this person?
Oh, well, apparently she is very flippant. I would say that she probably does not have a clear direction in life at this point. I also noticed how that L, the first L, is giant. And I'm wondering if all these other letters are kind of like following behind. Like maybe she feels like she's a follower in life. Maybe she doesn't have a leader and she's feeling as though everything is just, I don't know. What would you say, vernacular?
You might be onto something there, but what it might also represent at the same time is how the L is but a massive, the figure of her past, how it's always overpowering everything that has come since, and it will always follow behind her. The entirety of her future and her present is but a result of the past. The L, how the L flows into itself, doesn't interact with anything else, but it clearly defines the direction.
Yes.
Well, that sounds pretty good to me. Thank you very much, Liliana. We appreciate your volunteering.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. L, and thank you, Vernacular.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kent, what's
Well,
next?
Steve, the next game's the addiction game. It's the addiction game, and I think you have Lavelle, Beth, Lori, and Steve, and we're going to give them each an addiction, so they can come up on screen. We'll give them their addiction, and then they can go off and label themselves for whatever character they want.
Lavelle,
so Lori's
Beth,
up here right
Lori,
now.
Steven.
So
Hi,
Lori, you are a germophobic. Hi, Marissa. We don't have you today because we didn't have you in the rest of the rehearsals. So we're going to have to watch today, Marissa.
Yes, I will.
Have you available?
Thank you.
Okay, so you can go ahead and go to black and mute yourself. Go ahead and go to black and mute, Marissa. And we'll get you in the next show. Make sure you mute yourself. Thank you. Okay, so Lori, you're a germophobic. Okay, Lori, so go get into character right now as a germophobic. All right, we have Beth. Beth, you're addicted to sex. Okay, Beth? So get ready for yourself to be addicted to sex. Steven, you're addicted to Instagram. Okay, well, I gotta have all those different poses for Instagram. And our last one coming up is Lavelle, who I've lost her. Is she back? Lavelle?
Yes.
There she is. Lavelle, you're addicted to clothes. To clothes, Lavelle. So go ahead and get into your characters. And while they're getting to characters, Steve, go ahead, Lavelle. You can go off, go to black, get into a character in some sort of clothing outfit. So, Steve, while they're getting into character, tell us one memory you have of Mad Movies while they're getting into character.
Oh, well, Mad Movies, it was a wonderful time. You'd be surprised at how all the old movies, they can come to life in a whole new way. Plus, we got to meet a lot of the stars that filmed that, a lot of the directors that was on there. They were happy to be remembered again. And it was really nice to meet some of these people. Marie Windsor and
Steve, now you do a lot of impressions, Steve. Steve, while they're getting ready to get in character, we'll get them up in a second. Why don't you do some Woody Allen for us?
Oh, they don't want to see that. They don't want to see that. Everybody knows
Woody Allen. I want to see it.
No.
Woody Allen? Yeah. You don't want to do Woody for us, huh?
No, please, no.
How about a little Pee Wee Herman? A little Pee Wee Herman.
I can't do that right now. I can't do that.
Okay, Woody. Okay. Well, let's bring all your characters back up, Steve. Get all those addicted. I know that this is a monthly meeting, I think, for you, isn't it? Every month that you have a meeting?
Yes. It's something.
Start with
something we all have to work on. Is these addictions. Some of them may be good, some of them may not be good, but it depends on how you handle it. So right now we have our addiction people here. I hate to call them addiction people because they are just people. So let's see, who do we have here? We have guest Lavelle. So why don't we start with you, dear? Tell us about yourself. What are you addicted to? What's going on? How have you been?
I'm really addicted to buying clothes. I love beautiful things, and it doesn't even matter if it fits. I mean, I see the color and I imagine myself in it, and even if I never ever wear it, I have to have it. I just have to have beautiful clothes. Beautiful.
I see. All right. Beautiful. A clothes horse, I guess. Would that be appropriate? Yes. I don't know if it's All right. Let's go to Photogenic Phil. Photogenic Phil, what's your addiction in?
Yes, well, as you can tell by my name, I'm very photogenic, and that's because I can't help it. I'm hooked on Instagram. Any situation, any style I'm wearing. Oh, I gotta get a photo of this for it right now. Yeah. All right. So as you can see, I cannot go a day or even a minute without posing any new style or look or a hairdo without posting it to Instagram, and I'm a mess.
No, that's a shame. That's a shame. Well, we're going to help you work on that. We'll get some advice from some of the other people here, and maybe they can help you not be a mess anymore. We'll go over there to Lori. Is that your real name, or is that your pseudonym?
No, I'm Mrs. Robinson, and I'm disguised because I don't want anyone to know who I am. But
Lori, we know who you are.
I'm a germophobic, and I'm not really. I'm kind of paranoid, but I may be in reality because this is serious stuff in this picture.
Well, we can't see you. We don't want to look at the picture there. We want to see you.
Okay. But I don't like being paranoid. Okay.
Oh my, there you are.
I'm scared of germs.
Yes, I bet. We'll come back to you. We'll talk about it. Let's go to Lucy in bed.
I just have a question first.
Yes.
Are you doing anything later?
Talking to me?
Yeah, you. You look like you could use a good time, and I know I could. That's for sure. So what do you say, huh?
Well, I can't disagree with the synopsis, but all right. What about? I think we're too far apart right now.
I don't know how you spell synopsis, and I don't know what it means, but I can make you smile.
I bet you can. All right. Well, photogenic Phil. He seems to be the only one who wants to get out of his addiction. What advice would you give him, panelists, ladies? He's stuck on Instagram. He can't do it. He has to do it every day. He doesn't want to. What do you suggest?
You start by putting away your phone.
Ah,
That's where you start. Put it in the freezer. We're gonna freeze this down, baby. That's
okay.
the easiest way to turn it off. Just put
I
it in the
see.
freezer.
All right. Put it in the freezer. Yes, Lori, Mrs. Robinson.
Yes, he's got to get chi, that means energy. He's got to get little oxygen to each red blood cell. He's got to go out and move. Do something, move. Just sitting in that position will make him die. His legs will fall off.
Well, you don't want your legs falling off there, do you, Phil? Phil, any of this advice?
Okay, thank you.
Do you think you can put your phone in the freezer? Phil?
It's worth a try. It's worth a try.
Okay. Does anybody want to say anything to anybody else on their addiction? Maybe how they can help them, or? Yes, Lucy,
Yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead, Lucy, first.
I just heard somebody say something about something falling off. I was kind of interested. I mean, listen, I know I'm addicted to sex, but why not? You gotta be addicted to something. It's better than being addicted to peanut butter. I know. I used to be addicted to peanut butter, but sex was so much better. So I'm just saying, not all addiction is bad.
All right. Well, not all addictions, but you said any addiction is better than none. So you want to have a bad addiction?
Get shots, vitamins.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In fact,
Phil.
yeah,
Phil.
Lucy in bed. Yeah, you might want to consider this group, this therapy group called Sexaholics Anonymous. They will help steer you in the right direction. Believe me, I've seen it myself. I myself have not been a sexaholic, but I know people that have, and they turn to that, and they're cured. And it saved them from being diagnosed before they could have gotten AIDS. So beware.
Yeah. Well,
And
that would be
how
nice
are
if
you- Sorry.
I was going to just say to photogenic Phil that would be really nice if we could all have sex in the group. That sounds like it would be nice.
I suppose.
Well, that'd be a nice Instagram moment.
Oh, how about our clothes horse person? Any advice for her?
I think she should like line up numerous guys.
Ooh.
Put them in line.
Mm-hmm.
And just make a day of it, baby. It's like one after other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Darling, when you it's like overeating. When you overeat, when you oversex, you will be done with it.
Well, there you have it. Thank you very much, our addiction folks. There's coffee in the outer room. Our time is up right now, I see. We'll meet you all again next month.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Stay clean.
All right, Steve, the next game we have lined up is called Positive Negative. So why don't you set that up? We have Lexi and Dave if they want to come back and be part of that game.
Yes, well, we all know people who are very positive, and like they used to be called it Pollyanna. That might be an old-fashioned name for some of you, but Pollyanna, you always find the bright side of things. You always find how to make the best of things, making lemonade out of lemons, so to speak. And that's what our friend Lexi will be doing tonight. And of course, there's always the negative person. I guess nowadays is the Debbie Downer and things of that nature. They can, oh boy, they suck the energy right out of you. Oh, they just can't be happy no matter what happens. And that's our friend Dave tonight. But let's see. So we have Polly, who is our positive person, and Kellen, who is our negative person. But of course, if you can find the positive and negative in anything, what's that anything going to be, Kent? What do they got online today?
Well, they're ex-high school buddies. It's been about 10 years since they've been in high school. They're going to run into each other at the beach. And Lexi's going to be very positive because she just got herself a brand new cat. So that's how it will start out, with Lexi saying she got a brand new cat.
All right, at the beach. Hopefully you're 6 feet apart. But all right, you have a cat. Here we go.
Oh my
Take it
God,
away.
is that you, Kellen?
Oh dear God.
Ah, hi! I haven't seen you since high school. Oh my God, this is so crazy.
Yeah, it was
Oh
supposed to
my.
stay that way.
Oh well, I'm so glad I ran into you because you know what? I got this adorable little cat, and oh, she's so small and so fuzzy, and so cute.
Yeah, I'm surprised she hasn't been ran over yet, considering where we live.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I've gotten much more responsible since then, okay? I know the first few didn't make it because I did forget to unlock the door, but you know what? It's okay. I'm older now. I'm responsible. I know what I'm doing.
Wait, you're older? No way. That's
I know,
that's how
right? Like
time works, Polly.
it's so crazy like to think like what? Just like what? Some years ago we were 18 and we were graduating and now we're like not 18 anymore. Like that's just so crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh, it makes me so
Yeah,
happy. And
yeah,
oh,
we're adults now, and we're in crippling debt. Why depression haunts our every waking hour. Yeah, I'm glad I grew up.
I'm glad we grew up too because you know what that means? That means we can go places by ourselves and we can eat cookies for breakfast and the mom won't be like, don't eat a cookie for breakfast. We can do whatever we want. Like, can you believe like how exciting that is? Like we're free. We're
Yeah,
free.
yeah, Polly. You know what happened when I ate a cookie for breakfast?
What?
I got diagnosed with diabetes.
Well, I mean that's unfortunate. But at least you got to eat the cookies for breakfast, right? Like, and your mom didn't tell you not to do it, right? So you got to do what you wanted to do. That's great.
I
We can
guess, and I guess I'm seeing kind of the positive sides, like you're talking about. Like
yeah.
with diabetes, I'll die young, so I don't have to live in this cruel world anymore. So thanks for helping me see that, though.
Well, at least now I know not to give you any more cookies.
I
Okay,
ate cookies anyway.
that's great. Thank you. Well, we'll end on that one. Who knew there was a positive side to diabetes? All right. Thank you very much. That was our positive negative. Oh, Lordy. All right, we're moving on here. Kent, our next little game is called Infomercial. And folks out there, with this lockdown thing, online purchasing has gone skyrocketing. So right now we're going to show you an infomercial. We don't know what the product is. That comes from you or the audience. So, Kent, what is that product?
Steve, the name of the product is called Got Me. And what it is,
Mhm.
it's a machine that can play practical jokes on your friends. Any kind of practical joke you want. This machine, you set it up and it can phone people on the phone and pretend they're different people. It can do physical jokes. It can do party jokes. It can make fart noises. Anything you want, Steve, the Got Me is essential to have if you want to play practical jokes on your friends. So I'm ready to
Got
do an
me.
infomercial about that. And I believe Steve, you're
All
one of the hosts in this, and our
right. I
other
am.
host in this
Yeah.
is Beth. So let's bring you and Beth up and let's see the infomercial on the Got Me.
Sally, yes stuff. You stuff. Let me see that. Yeah, Sally, you stuff. All right, Sally, it's you and I. We're going to be selling this product. It's called Got Me. It is a machine that will, if you got to be a party or do anything at all, it will do it for you. If I have it correct. And our
Well, it's certainly nice to be with you again here, Steve. And I don't know about you, but I know all my friends love being punked. So the got me is just the perfect gift for just about anyone. I can see that anyone would use it. I should certainly like to have one, or maybe two, just around the house.
Well, I'm just happy to be on your show with you this one time. Let's get in. Let's introduce our inventor. Maybe he can tell us a little bit more about it. Where is he? It's right over there. Beppis the inventor.
Hello, yes. Haha. That was
Beppis,
good. Yes.
Beppis, tell us about this.
So, Bevis, could you tell us how you got this wonderful idea?
Well, as a penguin, as you can imagine, playing practical jokes on my friends is hard when I have the no arms. So what I was really thinking about doing was like, You know what the world really needs? More practical jobs. I'm not the penguin. Yeah, so doing it analog just to throw everybody off. So
You had me fooled.
Well, you certainly punked us. Can I ask you a question? When did you know that this was going to be such a great idea and something that would sweep the world?
well, you see, when I was hanging out with the bros one day, I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if like I could punk you guys without even trying and to make a bunch of money? Because, sometimes it gets a little hard to think of all these complicated things like, oh, putting the whoopee cushion under the fucking chair or like knocking them over off the side of the bridge to their death, jokes like that. So I was thinking, I've had some ideas. And as a broke individual, as you can tell by my ramen here, well, I won't need this anymore because I just managed to make just such a great product. It's so good. Isn't it so good? He says it's so good. It's my homie.
What is the most amazing thing it can do?
Well, really, its potential is limitless as long as your imagination is like not bad. The most I've pushed it personally is when I punked the world into thinking Switzerland was a real country. It's not. You've been there? No.
I did not know that. I believed you.
Exactly. Yeah, well, me too. Well,
So,
we're certainly glad to have you here today, Beavis. Steve, do you want to check in and see how some of our satisfied customers and what they have to say about the product?
Yes, indeed. Over there, I think we have Lavelle. I think you've purchased 2 of these, haven't you, Lavelle?
Oh my God! No. 2 wasn't enough. I mean,
okay.
I gave all of my friends, gifts because it's so great. I mean, oh my God! Yes.
Thank you.
I get so excited about it, but I have to contain myself because, I mean, it is limitless.
What did you use it for? What did you use it for, Lavelle?
What do I use it for? I send it to my girlfriends, and they think it's a vibrator.
Nice. Classic.
All right. Very good.
I think it's a vibrator.
High five.
Well, it looks like we have another testimonial over there. Yes, go ahead. It's Lori and Mrs. Robinson. Go ahead, Lori.
Yes. This got me is so fun. Oh, one time this got me went to my friend's house in Bel Air, and we sent 3 giant truckloads of manure, cow manure, and at 6 in the morning, we dumped it all on their front porch and their grass. It was all piles and piles of cow manure. It was so funny. And I just love this got me. And also, we had a surprise party in the bathroom, and they really had to go. The runs, we were all in the bathroom, and the got me, they couldn't open the door, and we said surprise, and the got me was there, and they said to go in the
party.
That sounds like a wonderful story, Lori. I bet your friends were surprised. I know the got me certainly helped you out a lot. Who else do we have, Steve?
It looks like we have from all the way from Montreal, Jacques Strapp.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah,
how unfortunate.
Well, what can I say? I'm a total prankster with everybody who knows me, friends, family. And the fact that my birthday is on April 1st, April Fool's Day, it's the perfect time to use it because I can get away with anything. And, man, they fall for it every time. Even though sometimes my shenanigans are unoriginal, it is the best thing I have ever received. And I thank you, Mr. Inventor. Whoever thought of it, you are my hero.
They call me Beavis. Thank you.
Well, that's all the time we have. Sally, any last comments? No.
No, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about Jock's wonderful time that he's had. But no, I think we're just very fortunate to have everyone here today, and we can encourage you to go out and buy a Got Me today, right now. And how many have we sold already? Look, it says we've sold 2. It's a wonderful thing, and we'll be here, and we have our operators standing by.
Order now.
Order now. Right now, just right now.
And that's our infomercial, guys. Hey, Steve, the next game we're going to do is Great Cross-Examinations. It's a courtroom case. And I think we should introduce the players of this particular one today. The prosecutor is going to be Colton.
Okay.
The defense attorney is going to be Dave.
Yes,
We have a
okay.
prosecution witness in Lexi.
Yes.
We have the defendant as Steve.
Okay.
And of course, I'll be playing the judge in this particular case.
All right, I was asking
up, I will
what
give
was
them the crime.
What was the crime? Yeah, I was just going to ask, what crime was sent in by our audience?
Well, the crime was that Steve, the defendant, has been accused of killing a wasp. The bee, the wasp. Yes.
Oh, I agree.
So now some people might think that's a good thing. Some people may think it's a bad thing. But as soon as we can get up all the players, we'll start introducing them. The prosecuting attorney, again, is Colton. If there's Colton, our prosecuting attorney. Our defense attorney is Dave. There's Dave. We have the defendant, Steve, if he can come up. He's the one who's killed the wasp. And
All right.
we have prosecution witness in Lexi.
All right, that's our. I think we begin with the prostituter.
Thank you. It's a typo.
Steve,
yes.
Well, let me just do this, guys. I'll be playing the judge in this. Of course, the defendant, Steve, has been accused of killing a wasp, and the prosecuting attorney may call their first witness to the stand.
Yes, the prosecution would like to call Lilikoi to the stand. Lilikoi?
Yes.
I'd like you to raise your right hand, please. Raise your right hand. Swear you to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Yep. It took you a while, but thank you. Okay, you may start your questioning, Mr. Prosecutor.
Yes. So, Ms. Lilikoi, you can agree with the court statement that Mr. Mohammed Al-Shari was in the park at 9:35 a.m. on the Friday, April 22nd. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's just I'm getting so choked up about this wasp. I'm sorry. You can agree that he was there at 9:35 in the morning on the morning of the killing?
Yes, I do remember it was on the night of the morning of the killing.
Yes. And now, can you please tell us what you saw that day?
So I'm sitting in the park as usual, and I hear this teeny screechy noise, and then I turn around and I saw this body of a little wasp on the floor, and it just broke my heart, man. Like, that wasp didn't do anything to anybody.
Take note, the wasp did nothing to anybody. It was an innocent wasp murdered ruthlessly by the defendant. Now, you saw the body of the wasp right next to the foot of Mr. Mohammed Al-Shari over there, yes?
Yes, I did.
Yes. And you can confirm that there was nobody else around him? It was just him?
It was just the wasp. There were people in the park, but they were all 6 feet apart.
Yes. Thank you. There would be no further questions. We'll hand it over to Mr. Ronald Agard.
Okay, Mr. Ronald, the defense attorney may cross-examine the witness.
Mr. LaCoy, I've got a real quick question to ask you. So you said it was the night of the morning.
It was the night of the morning.
So which was it? Was it nighttime or morning time? Since that's clearly a different time period.
The night of the morning, it's kind of like second breakfast. Like, you know, you have the morning and then the night. But the night of the morning is like the beginning of the night of the morning. That is the morning, but going into from night.
but you don't know the specific time when that happened. So therefore, you don't know when that wasp was murdered.
I remember it was 9 in the morning.
9 in the morning.
No.
All right, a bit more accurate time since.
Yeah, I remember
because the defendant wasn't there at 9 in the morning. And I've got one more question to ask you. Did you get a close look at that wasp stinger when you saw it squashed on the ground?
I remember seeing the body of the wasp. I don't recall it being crushed. I recall it being a whole body. And I remember that little teeny little scream that I heard. And then I saw the wasp's body on the ground.
Teeny little scream. Well, if you're interested, the test results came back, and apparently your blood and DNA was on that wasp stinger. So I'm feeling like this whole thing's a coup, but you know, you can continue to try to get your facts straight. That's all I need from you.
I would never kill a wasp.
We'd like to now call. Okay, we'd like to call the defense, Mohammed, the defendant, up to the stand, please. Mohammed, raise your right hand. Your right hand, Mohammed. Okay, good. You swear to tell the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
That's
I
your
do.
right hand, but good enough. Good enough, Mohammed. We'll take care.
I do.
Different country, and you're dyslexic, so that's all right. All right, the defense can start with Ronald and examine your defendant, please.
Okay, Mohammed Al-Shari. What time would you say you were at that park? You were more at night, not the morning, right?
More or less. I don't know exact time, but yeah, sometime maybe around there, perhaps.
Okay, perhaps we can work with that. But you know, you were in the area around the time frame, but they can't explicitly put you exactly there. And I assume you come from foreign countries, so you deal with way worse insects than wasps. I assume wasps are actually like your best friends over there. They're right up your alley. Instead, you got to deal with tarantula hawks and all these other kind of bugs. So yeah, would it be a little illogical for you to go after a wasp?
You're right about that. Yeah, wasps. I mean, unless, of course, because normally I trust wasps and I keep them as pets, unless they, unless they are not my friends. In this case, I thought maybe it was, but maybe I was wrong. So it was very confusing. And I don't know all American customs. I don't know what's right, what's wrong.
Exactly. And I have one last thing to ask you. Or do you feel like this whole sham of a persecution against your character is because of your religion and because of your race? Because
Objection.
they think you're a foreigner.
This is a tangent that is unrelated to the murder of the wasp. The court is not
actually objection overruled. Racial profiling is part of the problem. Go ahead.
Yeah. So to continue, I believe you guys are racially profiling my defendant here. And just because he was around the area around the time, you're assuming the foreign person did it. And that is not okay. We do not function that way in America. Everyone is equal here. No further questions.
I'm always harassed. I'm always harassed everywhere I go.
Step down, Mohammed. I've come to my deliberations. I've come to a conclusion. I do think it was racial profiling. Mohammed wasn't even sure if he was there at what time. But Lilique, she was there. She seemed to know more information about this than anybody. She was close enough to hear the wasp scream. And I think that she's having an affair with her attorney. And this is all some sort of a scam they're trying to, present to me, the judge. I'm going to sentence the two of them to 5 years in San Quentin prison for the killing of the wasp. I'm going to take away your license as a lawyer. And Mohammed, I'm going to have you go on to Joe Biden's ticket as a potential vice president for the United States of America. Case closed.
That's a punishment right there.
Back to you, Steve.
5 points to Dave for knowing a tarantula wasp. Okay. All right. We have time for an international our press conference.
Oh, sure. Let's do a quick press conference.
All right, a quick press conference, he says. Oxymoron. All right. A press conference here. We're going to have our celebrity who will have an announcement to make and plus who he's dating. Now, this person or one of our actors does not know who he is. This is a guessing game. But you, the audience, and the rest of our players will know the answers to these. And the other players will be giving him clues. He's going to have to guess who he is, what his announcement is, and who is he dating. Everybody wants to know who's shacking up with who in Hollywood. So that's who it is. Dave will be our guesser. Dave, are you up there yet? We're gonna ask you to mute completely and turn off your speakers so you can't hear who and what and where and all that. Okay.
Okay,
All
Steve,
right.
like you can't hear. This is good.
All
We
right.
can bring the whole cast up. These are going to be reporters from different news anchors.
Okay.
And they're going to be asking Dave questions to give him clues to who he is. And who he is he's Tom Cruise.
Ooh.
What's his announcement? His announcement is he's going to have his navel removed.
Oh.
And he's dating Julia Roberts. So again, he's Tom Cruise. He's having his navel removed. That's the announcement. And he's dating Julia Roberts. So,
Okay.
Steve, go ahead and take over. And let's bring all the cast should be coming up right
All right, everybody back online,
now.
please.
Questions.
Everybody back online. Dave, you're back online?
Now.
There you go. All right, thank you very much, our celebrity guest, for having some time here for us. We have a press conference of questions. Who would like to ask the first question, please? Raise your hand. Or Mr. Celebrity, you can call on them as you wish.
I want Borby from the Daily Remorse.
Yes, Borby from the Daily Remorse. Oh, sorry. I wanted to ask you, how much do you like do you really like cars that much?
I love them. I collect them all.
Do you? Interesting. Did not know that.
Good. Raise your hand, and our celebrity will call on you.
Give me you, Nick Asher.
Is it possible? Is it possible you had interest in carnival lines and causing you to get your name that way?
From the sound of it, yes, I did. Definitely did, and I'm
writing that down.
Who are you? Take a guess. Who are you?
Let's see. I'm Ronald McDonald.
No, don't believe.
Looks like we've lost Steve. So who's next? Ava, make sure you're muted if you're not talking. Ava, go Ava.
Hi, oh my gosh, this is such an honor. Oh, you are so hot. Oh my gosh. Like, I watched you in that movie, with the planes, and I don't even like planes, but just like seeing you and like that theme music, it was amazing. So tell me, how many like action movies do you do? Is this just like all you do? Do you not do other things? Like, because I saw you in that other movie with that guy, and now he had like, what was it? Was he like, I don't know, he was kind of like slow, but he was really good at numbers and stuff. So like, do you usually prefer those action movies, or do you like some of those with like the slower type stuff?
The action movies are what's up my alley, I love going out there, saving people, doing great stunts, even if I break my body while doing it. But, sometimes it's nice to go a slower pace. I think I could use one more question here, though, before I take another crack at it.
You have to take a guess. You have to take a guess. Each time you have to take a guess.
Tom Cruise.
That's correct. Yeah. Tom Cruise. Okay. Now you have an announcement. What's this announcement? Go ahead and pick on your cast members. Go for it.
Giselle.
Yes.
You have a question for him.
Do you like the Navy?
I do like the Navy. Yeah, so announcement, a new Top Gun movie's coming out.
I liked you in your underwear.
Thank you. And not a lot of people do, but so it's not
Nice.
Top Gun. Let's
Ava?
see.
Oh yes, I just have a really quick question. So we all heard about it. We're all really excited, but I'm wondering, are you willing to have that scar on your body for the rest of your life? Like, I mean, it's a pretty big, like when Angelina Jolie, had her boobs removed. It's gonna isn't it gonna leave us a scar? Are you worried about how that'll affect your like image, especially for us young girls who really think you're really hot?
No, because what's on the outside doesn't translate to what's in the inside. I don't care how I look. I just care how I act and how I am. So my guess is I'm gonna be going into surgery.
And that's why we love
removing
you.
what? Removing what?
Removing my appendix or a tumor or
Yeah.
Bobby?
Yeah. Do you think this will ruin the abs?
Oh no, my abs are indestructible as you've seen them. So I guess I apparently having surgery to give myself nicer abs. Plastic surgery.
Do you have dust there?
Dust?
What was it?
Dust.
Dust? No. But my memory's a little foggy. Maybe they gave me too much morphine or anesthesia like the last time I got surgery. So.
Remember, your clue is you're removing something from your body. Removing something from your body. Looks like Steve's got a question.
Let's go, Butch.
I do.
Steve.
Are you going to do this on an outpatient basis, or are you going into the hospital?
Into the hospital.
But not an outpatient.
So you're removing what?
Well, I guess I'm removing my stomach.
Oh,
Hey, you're close. It's around the stomach. Something around the stomach you're removing.
My gallbladder. That's not.
Yeah, but innie or outie?
Yeah,
Oh, my
innie or
belly
an outie. There
I'm
you go.
removing my belly
Hey, belly button. But guys, he's got a big announcement. What's his big announcement, guys? Anybody got a question for the big announcement?
I think I
looks like Booty or Bordy. Bordy?
Oh, he said Butch. Allow Butch to speak.
Butch. Okay, Butch. Go ahead, Butch.
Butch. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So, yeah, Mr. Cruz. How does it? This was quite a shock to find out that you have been romantically linked to this Oscar-winning actress. I thought you would never get with someone after your divorce from Katie Holmes, but man, of all people, this Oscar-winning actress, when she won for portraying that female lawyer character, wow. I thought,
wow.
How does it feel? How does it feel to be linked romantically with her?
Oh, it's great. I love her. She completes me. Without my previous relationships, they were just shams so I could learn. This girl completes me though. I just kind of love her.
Girl? Who is she?
She might be mad if I guess wrong, but I'm feeling maybe.
Call me outdated.
Giselle, help me out.
Mystic Pizza Star.
Pizza Star.
Mystic Pizza.
Okay, you need to be called on there, Giselle. Okay, you're cutting in.
Go
ahead, Lavelle. You should be muted. Go ahead, Lavelle. Unmute yourself.
Just tell me, what is it like to be going with the prettiest woman?
It's great. It's It's unbelievable, honestly, that she would even like me. But you know, it could be better. So,
Any name at all come to mind?
Who you're dating? Who is it?
Take a guess.
Who you dating?
I'm thinking Scarlett Johansson, but I know that's not true. I know I told her she looks a lot like Scarlett Johansson, but I'm honestly awful with names. All right, Ava, help me out.
Yes, so now I'm really interested. We're all those teen girls at Brooklyn Vegan are really interested, Mr. Cruz. This woman that you're dating, right? She played a woman of the night. We're just wondering, is she really in good in bed as she seems when she's on those like that movie, you know?
Yeah, you know, it's a yes, or she beat my ass, so you know I gotta say yes. She helped me, but
Who you
yeah,
dating?
so
She really is a pretty woman.
is it Katie Holmes?
No.
Obviously, folks, he
Yeah.
hasn't seen that film. Pretty
I
Woman.
don't watch my
He
films.
hasn't.
Yeah,
He doesn't watch
I think it was
those
before his
films.
time.
I don't like
You
watching
better
my
give
work.
him better clues.
Are you going to put her initials
Okay.
JR on your have a tattoo?
JR.
Straight.
You going to put those initials on you?
She has
JR, yes, I do. You know, I love my Julia Roberts. It's just
There you go. Hey, he got it. He got it.
you know, it's
Steve,
just
I think he
again,
lost about 10 pounds on that one. His head kept getting smaller and smaller, and the sweat kept going. Hey, Steve, this has been a great show today. We're going to cut it right here. Let me introduce our cast today again. We have our guest, Lavelle. We have Lori, who's also Giselle and a germophobic freak.
Thank
We
you.
have Colton, who's an inventor and a wonderful prosecuting attorney who's going to be in deep trouble later. We have Butch, who's also Steven. Later, Mohammed in this case. We have Lexi, who's obviously a murderer of wasps. We have Beth, who wants to have sex with everybody. And we have Steve, our host, who may get lucky with Beth tonight. Okay. And then we have Marissa, who, of course, wasn't in our show today, but she can pop up and say, no, she's gone. She's left the building as Elvis.
Gone.
Okay.
There she is.
There she is, Marissa. We'll get you in the next show, Marissa. And we'll get you a green card so you can stay in America and do our next show. Okay. Hey, you guys have been great.